What is up, everyone? I'm JSemp, and we are back here with a very special video today. If you hadn't already heard, Slew is hosting an art contest with 1000 as a guest judge, and given that they are my two literal favorite art YouTubers, you know that I had to partake in these festivities. By the way, Slew, 1000, if you're seeing this, what up? Big inspirations to me, honestly, got me into the YouTube game. And all around, I respect the craft. I respect the grind, the art hustle, all of that stuff. So given that I wanted to impress these two amazing artists, I decided to embark on something that was absolutely insane. I knew that I wanted to create a large 18 by 24 piece of art, but before starting this massive piece, I knew I wanted to create the character design, create the lore behind it, and all that good stuff separately. So the first thing that we're going to do in this video is take you through my drawing process and the process behind this crazy creature. So let's get... So I love creating videos about my process behind these creature designs because you can really see how my ideas evolve. So I'm starting off with this long head kind of face shape, messing around with different noses, different mouths, different face structures, but I knew I wanted to start off with a single eye socket, fully inspired by the likes of Slew's Cyclopses, but I didn't want to make it a Cyclops because I wanted to make something original. So I gave this dude 4 irises, started to create some really cool lore behind it. I wanted to go on the theme of circles, which is why I added more weird circle necklace things, started messing around with different hats to try to build character for this character. Not really sure where it's going, but then I decided, okay, I'm gonna start breaking down the anatomy of this creature. So right now I am drawing the arm bit, and again, wanted to go on this weird circle orb theme, so I decided to add these orbs within the arm of the character, messing around with the anatomy of the eye, showing how the eyelid can cover different eye holes, different, shout out Rick and Morty, how it can cover different irises, and how that could add to the different character design. You can see that I'm adding all of this lore behind it, writing it down. You're going to hear this lore when I'm drawing the actual piece, but for now, let's move on to the next steps. So after I had this character design completely created, I was ready to embark on the thumbnail sketches of what this actual piece was going to be. I started off with this really jank thumbnail sketch. Totally did this off camera, took a couple seconds just to mess around with how I wanted the creature to be in position, composition wise, all that. And I ended up deciding that I liked this little thumbnail thing that I made in the back. Naturally, the next steps were to do a little photo shoot with myself so I can reference something to create a more realistic anatomy design. I'm gonna put on the screen the reference that I used. Anyway, so let's hop into the video of me actually drawing the refined thumbnail sketch. So there actually isn't much to this part of the video other than me trying to let you guys know how difficult it was to draw hands when there are only 4 fingers. And I had to stick with 4 fingers because that was in the original character design. With this piece, I'm creating something that is nearly impossible to actually create with, drawing between the crystal-like head and the weird fingers, but I'm always up for a challenge. And for this piece, I really wanted to challenge myself. So I actually finished this refined thumbnail sketch without drawing in the orbs for the earring necklace thing because I wanted to scan it in first and mess around with different positionings and sizes in Photoshop before I settled on something that I wanted to, stick with for this large piece that I was gonna do. So I'm gonna cut to the clips of me doing that. After I had everything scanned in and necklace design created, I decided to print this out on a large 18 by 24 scale by setting my document size to 18 by 24 and printing out multiple pieces of paper to then stitch together to then transfer onto the large piece of paper. If any of that didn't make sense, you're gonna see it in these next clips. Here we go. Hello, okay, what is up? Update. It is currently 7 p.m. on Friday. This piece is due tomorrow, and I've yet to start on the whole painting, so I'm gonna cut to the clip and move out. Oh, yeah. Okay, so now I'm going to take this time to talk about the lore behind this creature, which honestly is one of my favorite parts about this character and creature design because I really think it brings it to life. So for starters, I like to call this creature a crystalline creature, obviously because of its diamond-like crystal head structure, which it actually uses to create light refractions in order to communicate, because if you notice, it doesn't actually have a mouth. So it uses this Morse code type light refraction communication to communicate with other crystalline creatures. Now, this type of communication isn't as simple as Morse code. It's much more complicated with different light refractions happening simultaneously, but they're able to compute this really easily just because, they're such ancient beings. Going on more about the head itself, you can see that I have this one eye socket with 4 irises and this weird eyelid thing. So essentially, these 4 irises enable it to locate other crystalline creatures. And the top 2 irises have 2 pupils within them. So they're double pupil. And this enables them to see residual light refractions from other crystalline creatures. Because like I said, they're always trying to find other creatures. Because they're such an ancient species and such a rare species, there's not a lot of them out there, and they could even spend years looking for others of their kind, which is a big part of the lore. You can see also that I designed the creature to have these orbs within its arm. And so these orbs are a crystal-like structure that represent one of these 7 chakras. And each crystalline creature only has one of the colors of these 7 chakras. But if one of these creatures dies, then their kin will remove their discs and put it into this earring-like, jewelry around their neck. So the premise behind this is that if one of these creatures, is unfortunate enough to suffer the loss of enough kin to complete this chakra necklace, then they're able to harness the power of the chakras, and by shining their light refractions through the chakra necklace, they're able to once again see their ancestors and find inner peace. So that's the story behind this creature. I also wrote that all in my Instagram description, so I'm not sure if I left anything out, but definitely check that out if you haven't. Now I got a little surprise for you, so enjoy. Okay, we out here about to do some rapping for this drawing. Totally an original idea. Didn't take it from anyone. Here we go. Got that crystalline creature with the Listerine feature. This ain't nothing new. Got that contest grind for Slew. You already know, rapping 10 hundo. Considered using stencils, but I chose colored pencils. Gonna take hours, got them drawing superpowers. Chakras aligned, got these details so defined. With KJ on the beat, these hands will never sleep. I don't have time, cause today's the deadline. Oh shit, today's the deadline. Guess I gotta get back to drawing. Deuces. That was fun. Okay, actually, deuces. So good. Well, I hope everyone enjoyed that video. This piece was so crazy for me to create, between the fabricated crazy lighting and all the different textures and all this weird stuff that went into this piece. Honestly, one of the best pieces I've ever created at this point in my art career. So I'm super proud of it, and I'm honestly super happy that it was for a contest for Slew and for 1000. I hope that they see this piece. I hope that they see this video so they can really see the process behind it. I couldn't include all of this in an Instagram post, which is why I had to create an entire separate YouTube video. And so, yeah, anyways, thank you all so much for watching. If you haven't already, please consider subscribing. Maybe drop a like. And I'll see you in the next one. Yay!